we are a little less than 2 months away from UIL realignment. It is looming just around the corner. And last week we received a little more clarity as the conference cutoffs, as they call them. The UIL will sometimes call them conferences, Conference 6A, Conference 5A. Everybody else in the state calls them Class 6A, Class 5A, but whatever. It's the numbers that determine what class you're in, okay? And that will be for the 24 through 26 school years. So after a 4-year run in Class 3A, Lorena will be moving back up to 4A. They just barely, made that 4A number. And of course, there'll be 4A Division 2 for football. And guess what? China Spring and La Vega are also dropping down to 4A Division 2. They came in under that number. I saw one projection already, and this completely makes sense. I would agree with this, that would have a football district of China Spring, La Vega, Robinson, Connally, Gatesville, Lorena, and Hillsboro. How much fun would that be?
That would be
it makes me
go ahead, DJ.
Ever. that district alone would get me through next football season.
Chad can remember that district. We used to have that.
Yeah, it makes me feel like it's the good old days of like 2006,
Yep, that was it'll be a different number for football in 4A Division 2, but that used to always be 17-3A. Remember when six man was not 1A.
Right. Then like the Chiltons of the world were 1A, and then Mart was 2A, and Mart's still 2A. It's really appealing to us. I'm not sure. There's a couple of schools in there that it's not such good news for. I wouldn't be too pumped to be Hillsboro for one. They've been kind of in a playoff making range in the district they've been in. Gatesville the same way. I don't know, but elsewhere, Robinson was making a move in that district that didn't have China Spring, Lorena, and La Vega in it, and now they move in, and it's like, well, thanks a lot, Is that why Lonnie Judd was kind of helping make the map and made this
I saw that picture. Yeah. I saw that picture. He was doing the UIL's job for him. Man. I wonder. We'd have to look closer at that and see if Robinson is not in there with La Vega and just see if Lonnie's coming up with some alternate scenario.
Right. Well, the other thing that this makes me think about is, are they going to still have a 4A Division 1? I mean, who does that include anymore? Or are they going to pull down some of those 5A schools or something?
If you look at yes, there's a 4A Division 1. If you look at the UIL's numbers, I can kind of pull it up here. But let's see here. Obviously they break it down so
there'll be an even number of schools in each one.
Well, a fairly even. Like, okay, so 4A Division 1 actually has more schools than 4A Division 2. It's 106 in 4A Division 1, 94 in 4A Division 2. So, there's still plenty of schools out there. The cutoff was 957 students, and obviously China Spring and La Vega came in under that. So, yeah, it would be a really fun district. And what I think it would be cool for is, agreed with Chad, that for schools like Hillsboro and maybe Robinson, it would be suddenly a little tougher to make the playoffs in football. But I do think that is a really good competitive district across all sports, because I do think that would be your district in basketball and baseball and track and all those other
minus Lorena, that's kind of what it is now, isn't it? Well, Hillsboro's not in it.
Hillsboro's not. Hillsboro's been up north, but if you look at it, it does really make sense for Hillsboro for them to pull in Hillsboro. And like you said, it would be like old times, Chad. we used to cover that district all the time. And apparently DJ's crossing her fingers hoping that it's going to happen. So yeah, it'd be cool. It would be really cool. And just a couple other little realignment notes. Marlin and Hamilton were barely on the cusp. They were close to being 3A, but they came in just under, so they will remain 2A. So you always want to be a big fish in a small pond. Johnny Tusa always used to say that, rather than vice versa. And then this is also, I think this will be a good thing. It will be Waco High and University in the same division of football.
It'll
So,
be both be 5AD2, is that right?
And so, I mean, that would seem highly likely that they would end up in the same district. So yeah, I think
bet the McGregor Bulldogs are out there saying, all right, okay, we got one break. Now give us a couple more and we're competitive.
Yeah, get rid of Lorena, and let's just put it out there. I mean, it's not like this district that Lorena was leaving wasn't a lot of fun for us to cover. I mean, that was a fun district with Lorena, Cameron, Franklin, McGregor, Troy, all those schools. So that was a good district for us. But yeah, I think it would be pretty cool to have the band back together, as they say.